If you're an insurance agent and you would like to know the easiest ways to double your sales, well, here's what you do. You double your leads. Ta-da! Yes, yes, thank you. Oh, thank you. Yes, thank you. Oh, absolutely. I know, you're right. It's just not that simple. In this video, I'm gonna share 5 things that I did do that made my sales numbers go from average, which I was doing maybe 4 or 5 sales a week, to over 12 sales every single week in my first calendar year. So this is the perfect time to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe with the notifications turned on. All right, we're just gonna jump in. First off, for doubling your sales, one of the things that you'll eventually, want to do is to hire an assistant / appointment setter. Once you have somebody who is totally dependable, you're going to immediately be in the position to double or even triple your production just like I did. And I suggest maybe taking a look at folks that you already know, your family, your friends, before you jump on a job site like Indeed.com. Warning. One of the biggest fails for an insurance agent is to hire an appointment setter and to actually expect them to do better at setting the appointments than you, the agent, will do or have been able to do. Just think about it. If you're paying 30 bucks per lead, per direct mail lead, who's gonna work your leads better and harder than you? I mean, think about it. You're the person spending $1,000 each week on leads, right? Here's an example, and let me just say, once you've got your appointment setter all trained up, if you're getting appointments from half of your leads, your setter's probably going to be able to set about maybe 45% of your leads. If you're only setting 40% of your leads, then the setter's probably going to do 30 to 35 appointments from those same leads. And if you stick around until the end of the video, I'm going to show you how to get a copy of both, 2 different things. The warning page that I leave with every policy I sell, and this thing is perfect for scaring off agents that might be trying to replace the policy that you sell, and the agent evaluation page. This is what I use to get multiple referrals even when I sit down with somebody I don't sell. Second, deliver all your policies. When you deliver your policies and you go over them with your clients, you're locking in your sale, which means you're gonna have more policies taken and more policies that will stay on the books for longer. You're also gonna be setting yourself up for the perfect time to ask for referrals. You simply pull out that agent evaluation page that I mentioned earlier. You ask the client if they're happy with your service. Of course, they're going to say yes. Then you just have them fill out the form, and when they're done, point to the bottom and say, who do you know that might appreciate my services right now? You'd be surprised at how many people are going to say, yeah, my brother needs this. Then you simply go, hey, you mind giving them a call real quick so I can, go over there on the way home? When you make a sales presentation and you don't make the sale, are you asking for referrals? If not, you're definitely walking away from some easy laydown sales. Think about it. People who have insurance believe in insurance. And when you ask them if they have a friend or family member that might be interested, they will give you referrals and even set up appointments for you. A couple years ago, I sat a lady who had insurance and she couldn't afford it anymore. She had no need for it. But she did refer me to her neighbor who ended up buying for him and his wife, and he referred me to his sister and another neighbor. When all was said and done, I made 5 sales from a lady that didn't buy from me. Number 3, increase your leads and work exclusive direct mail leads. With direct mail leads, you can absolutely get more leads in a given area than you can any other type of lead. So let's just say I'm working Daytona Beach and Brevard County, Florida. The maximum amount of Facebook leads that I'm going to be able to generate in that area on a weekly basis is probably maybe 15 to 20 each week. And that's assuming no one else is generating Facebook leads there, even though I'm sure other people are. With direct mail, we can easily double and possibly even triple that number. And with final expense direct mail leads, we can pull out the zip codes where there are a lot of gated communities and condominiums. And what that does is that makes it easier for you, the agent, to target the exact people and get in front of more people that are actually interested in our product. Number 4, and this might be the ultimate game changer for you, the way it was for me, increase the areas that you're working in. Okay, so By driving a little bit further, doing a little more travel time, and working more areas than just your local backyard, you're gonna find some really nice honey holes where you end up doing a lot better. So for instance, when we started driving like 2 to 3 hours away from home, from our local market, my wife and I, our numbers both shot through the roof. When we were working Fort Lauderdale and Miami, we were failing. I mean, we were really struggling. As soon as we started doing mail drops in smaller towns and more rural areas, our sales numbers started taking off. I'm telling you, when Marianne and I started doing all of the things that I'm talking about in this video, our lives changed. Once we found the areas that were easier to sell in, and we had our assistant, our appointment setter up and running, we kept increasing our weekly fixed cost direct mail leads until we were maxing out the amount of leads that we could get each week. I mean, we took the wheels off and we just said, let's just see how this sucker goes. Between the two of us, we were averaging like 60 to 70 leads each week. And we were also buying like telemarket leads. In the beginning we were doing that. And then when the Facebook leads came around, we started adding the Facebook leads on top of that. I mean, the idea is you have your weekly leads that you're working every week, and then you add other weeks on top. I mean, more is better when you have a setter. In 2014, I averaged over $35,000 in annualized premium every single month, while Mariana, my wife, was doing like an additional $10,000 on top of that. Yeah, we wrote over $500,000 in our very first calendar year. The fifth and final thing that you're gonna need to do is to streamline your schedule. So when you're new, you might need to spend an hour with each client, right? Because you're just figuring out how to do this. But once you're a pro running a lot of appointments each day, your time in the house is going to need to be cut down. But the good news is, when you're running a lot of appointments, working a lot of leads, you're going to get better, like quick, and you'll be able to do that. Back when I was writing those big numbers, I was running around 12 appointments per day. Yeah, I know. It sounds crazy, but yes, believe it or not, I was doing 12. Sometimes I think I even did like 14 a couple of times. It was crazy. Understand, when you have a lot of leads coming in and the ability to get more appointments in each day, you get really good really quick. And with that type of production, the way you do things really starts changing. You start sensing when your prospect is like sellable or when you're just going to be wasting your time. With most of my sales, I would be in and out of the client's house in around 30 minutes or less, believe it or not. And with our market, the fixed income seniors being on time isn't something that will make a difference, so you don't really have to worry about that. I mean, some of my appointments, I'd be an hour early, or even, believe it or not, an hour. If I got stood up and I was chasing back and forth, depending on where the clients lived, I'd go a couple hours early. And it usually didn't matter, and it would be the same when you're late. You'd be surprised. I'd pull into someone's house an hour and a half late, and they're pulling in right in front of me. Like they weren't even there for the appointment. For a copy of the warning page and the agent evaluation form, the stuff that I mentioned earlier in the video, just email me at doug@ufesonline.com for more information on selling final expense or Medicare Advantage as a completely independent insurance agent. Just shoot me an email at that same address. Remember guys, when you put the needs of your clients first, everything else will usually fall right into place. So get out there and do something good for someone today. Happy hunting.